So Natalia, sometimes we get contacted by clients seeking advice before anything even starts, right? There's a problem in their life, there's an issue in their life, and they want to go talk to the man in charge. They want to talk to the general under the open door policy. How can we help those guys?
Right. That is definitely something that, we've come across on several occasions. And it usually happens when there's either not a clear, appeals process to whatever happened in the client's life, or maybe it's just, a weird issue where the appeals process has already run its course, but it was really unjust. And we're just trying to cut through the fog. We're just trying to go and get a solution when we think it's a compelling case. So on a couple of different occasions, we've had that happen, and it entails really preparing the client for that meeting with the general. And that can look very different depending on what kind of case it is, but usually you want to help the client craft the most compelling narrative that they're going to present during that meeting possible. You don't want to waste the general's time. You want to get right to the point, and you want to come usually with like a binder or something that you can leave with that general, where they can take a look at everything on their own time and hopefully, fix whatever's going on.
I'll tell you, I've advised a couple of clients on open door meetings, and they're usually related to some type of adverse action, whether it's a GOMAR or whether it's a separation board and the CG is making a decision whether to separate or not separate. And I have found that it's real important that you establish a purpose and a goal for that meeting.
That's exactly right. I had one client that was removed as a company commander by the battalion commander, and it was such an unfair thing that happened to him with very little, opportunity for him to appeal it or rebut it or present his case. Like, that battalion commander had already made up his mind. So what's left to do? We were able to sit down with that client and present concrete evidence of the complete lack of counseling, direction, anything, where this battalion commander had just made up his mind, and there was no way that company commander could succeed in his eyes. So what was the goal in that particular sense? Really for that company commander, it was to avoid a for-cause OER. That would have been a real potential career ender for this AGR officer who may have been removed from the AGR program with something like that in his file. So, that's the goal. And the client will always kind of have a good idea of what the goal is, and then we kind of fall in line to support that.
Well, I guess, anytime you're going to go talk to a CEO of a business or a congressman or a general officer, the key to that meeting is preparation.
Yes, that's exactly right. That can look a lot of different ways, but a lot of times it's, trying to stage some sort of mock meeting where that client feels like they kind of understand what's going to happen in that meeting. Sometimes it involves reaching out to our own networks, right? A lot of us know various high-ranking individuals or, other people that have worked for those individuals, and we can get a sense of what kind of leader that general officer is, what appeals to their, kinder nature, and what kind of case that we need to start preparing.
Right. And in addition to the content of what the individual is going to talk about, it's real important that we give them advice on communication skills, right? Just how to talk, how to use certain phrases, what phrases to avoid, what to wear. So it's both the content and the presentation piece that's important. And what we definitely recommend against is someone just going, I want to go talk to the CG. First sergeant, get me a appointment with the CG, and you walk in there without a plan.
Right.
That will never go well.
Yes. And, to kind of speak to your point, I've also had clients where they lay out what they want to communicate and provide you with all of the background to whatever's going on. And sometimes the advice is, this is not a good case to bring to the CG. But somebody, just get really angry over a perceived injustice that it just doesn't ring the same way to an outside party. And had that been brought to the CG, it would kind of look petty. It would look like it wasn't really worthy of a GO's time and can do more harm than good by potentially labeling you as somebody that's causing trouble where there's not really a substantive issue to be solved, or you're just venting or complaining without proposing a solution. Those are also situations where some honest, legal counsel can help you avoid making a situation worse.
Right. Let's face it. You go into the CG and you complain about something that is petty, that's going to trickle back down to your command. The CG is not going to say, well, thank you very much for coming in and sharing that with me. They're going to share that with the brigade commander, who will share it with the battalion commander, who will share it with the company commander. And you pretty much are stunted in that particular environment.
Yeah, right. And your ability to discern what a real problem is and your ability to show good judgment is going to come into question in situations like that.
And let's face it, if you're going in to talk to a general officer, you're going to have to be talking about some things that might be difficult to talk about. So good legal advice, how to approach those topics, how to gingerly or softly raise an issue instead of just coming in, remember the old cartoon, the Flintstones, like Bam Bam, just smashing everything. That's probably not the best approach.
Yeah, I completely agree.
We are the Law Office of William Helixon. We are your warrior advocates. You defend the nation, we defend you.